So, yeah.
So we both have Snow Dog, but they're two different kinds of Snow Dogs.
Yeah.
Somehow. Mine's just Snow Dog. Yours is, what is yours? Snow Dog something or other?
House Snow Dog. You're smelling it right now. Does it look the same?
Mine was a really big nug.
Oh, yeah.
Yours are smaller nugs.
They're still pretty
Yours is
looking.
fresher, too, so yours is more potent. I got mine last month.
Yeah, I just got mine today. I don't know. Mine look a little fuzzier, I think. No, they look similar.
Well, that bud, I broke half that bud off so I could grind it, too. Like, it's missing the whole top of it.
Yeah, well. Still, I mean, I think mine has a more fuzzy, like, nostalgic looking character to it.
Little brown hairs in it.
Well, don't we all?
I'm blonde as fuck. Oh, yours has some little brown hairs in it, too.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I have yet to see one that has all the purples and oranges and crystals and shit like that you see in magazines.
Oh,
like, what the fuck kind of weed are they doing in magazines?
Well, they're using false color, I'm pretty sure. Fucking, like, what they do to the stars. I mean, if you look at the stars and shit, they're all, like, blue and green and, like, kind of dull looking, but in the magazines and online and shit, Hubble, it's all false color. They do that with weed, too.
It's just really good photography.
Yeah.
Nice macro lenses and shit.
Yeah. Stuff that I tried to do.
I've never shot macro. I've taken a lot of photos in my day. Never shot macro shit.
Well, this is the Higher Mind Podcast. Higher Minds Podcast.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Welcome back.
I'm Scott.
Scott Shackelford. That right there. I am Papa Darby. I'm hitting a bowl. This is a podcast about...
I don't like your torch lighter.
You don't like my torch lighter? What is this a podcast about, Scott?
This is a podcast for stoners, by stoners, for intellectuals, by intellectuals. One might say it's for stoner intellectuals.
Well, I think one has said that. I believe I've said that.
You might have coined that term, actually.
I'll take that. Sure, yeah. The intellectual stoner? No.
Now, let's try some of my Snow Dog.
Yeah, how was yours? So, the Snow Dogs, we're trying back to back. So, the weed of the day, if you may or may not have guessed, is Snow Dog.
But it's two different kinds of Snow Dog from the same dispensary.
Right.
Don't understand it.
So, no, the dispensary...
Mine is 20.96% THC.
Mine is 15.83 to 22.54% THC. But as I said before, THC kind of has little to do with the high. Well, not little. It has less to do with the high that you experience than previously thought. It has a lot to do with the terpenes too. But the difference between house and just regular is the owners of the dispensary grow this shit, and that is bought from somebody else.
How does it have the same name though?
Do
they start out at the same strain?
Yeah, it is the same strain. It's just so like weed. Also, the phenotype of weed.
You're getting way above my head here.
Okay, how weed or how anything really presents is different depending on how it's grown. So if one guy is growing it one way and another guy is growing with like some other type of soil, other chemicals, or other microbiome stuff, then it's going to turn out it'll turn out differently. How much kind of just depends. I assume on the robustness of the strain and I don't know, other factors and shit. Yeah. I don't really fucking know. Do I sound like I fucking know? Kinda, right?
You sound like you know more than I do.
I have learned through other friends who actually study this shit.
So what do you think? The difference in them? Yours seemed a little bit smoother to me.
You know, I wasn't even smoking that to compare. Let me see. I taste very little difference.
Yeah?
They taste pretty similar to me.
Yeah. It could just be that I bought mine last month and haven't finished it yet. Yours is fresh.
Oh! We read a fucking article today. Everybody should take note. The best way to store your weed to preserve your THC for the longest time is
See, we read two different articles, because I read one yesterday,
No,
and
they
you happened to
agreed.
send me a link today on the same subject from a different source.
Well, what you said about yours, they agreed. It's just you had to also account for the air.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
the one that you had sent me had mentioned about keeping it in the freezer or the fridge.
Yeah.
Where the article that I had read said that that'll make it mold faster.
Depending on the air, well, at least the moisture in the air content, right?
I don't know. I don't understand how mold works.
That doesn't make sense.
I read that article. I was taking my morning shit the other day, so
mold is a living thing. Mold doesn't grow in the freezer. That's why you put things in the freezer.
Yeah, I guess so. But it can mold in the fridge.
Am I wrong about that? Yeah, it can mold in the fridge. Okay.
Like a loaf of bread, if you stick it in the fridge, it'll mold eventually.
Yeah. No, you. Well, I bet that depends on the moisture content. I've never taken that into account.
Yeah. Yeah, the article I had read.
I've seen moldy cheese. Yeah, shit molds in the fridge. What am I talking about?
Kind of molds on purpose. Some of it.
Well, yeah, it's mold dead. The fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the article I had read said about keeping it in an airtight container as small as possible, so that there's as little air in it as possible, and then keeping that in a cool, dark place.
Yeah. Right. So, but they agree. It's just anyway. Freezer, little air.
But be careful for mold.
Yeah.
There. There's your pot tip of the day.
You might get more.
Maybe.
Stock up.
We might forget about the pop tip of the day by the next episode, though, too. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
what's today's topic here?
We want to talk about conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
Second fucking podcast, and we are doing conspiracy theories, but we're doing a very high level. We're not. We'll mention some shit and bullshit and stuff,
yeah.
But Scott knows more about
conspiracy
theories than I do.
This is going to be more of an overview on conspiracies, I think, too. I'd like to do more specific topics in the future at some point.
You know what could be a conspiracy though? We were having trouble with the audio and how to record this, and maybe that was a controlled fucking conspiracy. Maybe they're trying to keep us off,
keeping us down.
It is. They're scared of what we want to record and disseminate.
It could also be that you just don't know what we're doing.
That's the more likely I've noticed, or I've heard from people that study this. The more likely the answer, the less likely it is. So no, it's absolutely the man trying to keep us down. It was not me. I knew what the fuck I was doing. It did it on purpose.
And we are for sure recording right now, right? We're not just talking shit.
Yes, we're recording. Are we saving though?
Here's the question. And does it sound like garbage?
You know what? So I did try the playback. I'm not gonna fuck with it right now
because we got it working for now.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to touch it. But it seems to be recording pretty cleanly.
Good.
We'll hear later, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we just wasted an hour or two of our time.
So we've got listeners.
So. We do.
We
had like 4 people other than ourselves have listened to our last podcast.
Yeah, well, 5 now. Oh. So, yeah. Hi, everybody.
All 4 of you. 5 of you.
We could name all of you. We're not going to, because I think that might be an invasion. Unless you want to be named.
Do we actually have who listened to us? Or is it just how many have listened to us?
Oh, no, I know 3 people that have listened to us. So, yeah, there was another one.
Oh, so there's one random person that has listened to us.
Yeah.
Hi, one random person.
No, you know who it is? We know who it is. It's the man. It's the government.
That's how they know to keep us down this time.
Oh, they got into my shit, and they fucked with it.
Yep.
Oh.
Fucking man.
So, anyway, that's the only conspiracy that you need to know. But we've got other ones we want to tell you about.
Where do you want to jump in it?
I don't know, Mr. Shackelford.
Let's see.
That's perfect.
It is perfect.
Oh, okay, all right. So let's talk about that, though.
What?
So Scott Shackelford is
my alias last name
is not his Christian name, and it's Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah,
is what it's from. For those of you, who's Rusty Shackelford?
Rusty Shackelford is one of my favorite cartoon characters ever. It's Dale Dribble from King of the Hill's alter ego alias that he uses when he's doing shit that he doesn't want the government to know about.
Fucking conspiracy theorist. That's pretty good.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. Yeah, he's one of my all-time favorite cartoon characters.
Yeah. Now he's one of mine too. Anyway, so
the first one is a pretty popular one right now. The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
That's been a topic of discussion for the last couple of years now. It seems like.
What's the Mandela effect?
That is one where people remember things that didn't actually happen, at least in this universe.
So what like doesn't remember things that actually happened, like
or
dreamt it?
Remembers things that didn't actually happen. It started with Nelson Mandela, hence the Mandela effect. A lot of people.
Who's Nelson Mandela?
He was some dude in Africa that used to take tires and put them on around people's necks and light them on fire.
Nelson Mandela
he did other things too, but
was
I think that one should be brought to the attention of the public.
He was a South African president for a little while. He single-handedly beat all the apartheidians. No, that's not true. He, with a coalition...
and tires and gasoline.
I don't know anything about that, but that doesn't
Google images that one. That one, it's a
Nelson Mandela
fucked up site.
That sounds effective.
I'm sure it was.
Worked. I don't suggest anybody does that. I'm not condoning that type of activity, but I am condoning the down with apartheid. Anyway, so he was a leader. He was in prison for his. Actually, he was violent. He was in prison for 20 years and became the president afterwards. So he is an inspiring character, if not terrifying.
Yeah, I think most politicians could be labeled as that too.
Well, they wield so much power, like
especially when you get up to president and shit.
A fucking cop can fucking kill you for any reason and get away with it, and you are not allowed to resist.
Not only get away with it, get paid to get away with it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting
not allowed to defend yourself. No,
I mean, yeah, ish.
I don't know. That's a
barely
conspiracy, isn't it?
Well, it's not the Mandela conspiracy.
Well,
It's the Mandela effect.
Yeah. All right. So yes, the Mandela effect. Nelson Mandela
did not die in prison in the 80s, like a lot of people remember.
Yeah.
Lived to what was it, like 2014, give or take?
Oh, very recently.
Yeah,
it
was
something.
Let's to the Wikipedias.
Wikipedias or just the Googles? Thank you, Google. I am a Google fan. A lot of people aren't, and that's conspiracy.
Okay,
too.
Google. When did Nelson Mandela die?
And it's going to return with the answer.
Nelson Mandela died on December 5th, 2013.
God damn, I called 2014. I'm taking December 5th of 13 as a win.
Oh, okay, sure. I'll give it to you. You got that. Anyway, so it was December 5th?
December 5th of 2013.
2013.
And when he died, a lot of people were like, I thought he was already dead.
It wasn't, was it?
No. So that's how the whole thing started.
Some of the other ones claim to clearly remember that he died. Like, remember the newspaper articles? I mean, human memory is notoriously flawed.
First-hand accounts are the worst way to remember that. Eyewitness accounts are terrible.
However, there are throngs of people that remember the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Another one is the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
You remember those books when you were a kid?
Oh,
You're a little older than me, but I'm sure they're around.
I had them. I think I got them for some of my kids.
Yeah?
Some of my kids. I have 2 kids. I think I got some of them for my kids.
Now, what was the name of them?
I don't remember clearly, but I'm familiar with the effect.
Right.
What do you call what do you call a single phenomena?
I'm going to use the term Mandelism. I'm pulling that out of my ass. That hashtag Mandelism.
That is a beautiful piece of shit. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mandelism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that Mandelism.
God, I hope I made that. I hope nobody else has used that term before. I want credit for that one.
All right. Well, let's go to the interwebs and everybody will know. Well, the 6 people. Thank you, everybody. Will know.
5. We're not up to 6 listeners yet.
I gave us too much credit. Anyway, so I'm familiar with that particular Mandelism. Berenstain. What do I remember? I remember Berenstain from before, but it's not. It's not neither. It's Berenstain, right?
now I don't remember if it's actually Berenstain or if it
Holy
was Berenstain.
shit. Did you not write
Because
that?
I have read so many damn things, and
You
when
know
you read
what?
them, you can't hear how other people pronounce them.
Baron.
I feel like I remember it as the Berenstain Bears, but they're actually Berenstain. I think is how it goes.
So upon consulting with Google, it's saying it's Berenstain, but I remember Berenstein. I
Okay.
clearly remember Berenstein, like they were Jewish bears.
Because Steen and Stein are common names. Like, who the fuck has ever been named Stain? Rather.
That's weird. That is weird. That seems like something that would be noticeable.
Yeah.
Especially as you're learning the English language as a kid. That is something that's different. Maybe not. Well, clearly not. But anyway, I myself clearly remember Berenstein.
I think that's because that's the way that makes sense.
Possibly.
I don't know.
A number of reasons, but the thing is with the Mandela effect is that everybody remembers the same fucking thing. And like you bring it up, you're like, yeah, of course. And then you go check and it's like, wait, no.
See, but there are some of these. The Sinbad Genie movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
I do. I
remember
do.
the Shitty Shack one.
Yeah, I remember both of them.
Who was it Sinbad? Was that the
Shazam and Kazam.
Yeah. Kazam was the Shitty Shack one.
Yeah.
Shazam was supposed to be the
it was
Sinbad
a genie one.
Yeah. Well, they're both genies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to confuse it with the current Shazam movie. How are you familiar
with the comic book one, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it DC or something?
No.
Is it Marvel or is it DC?
I thought it was not neither, but I
don't know. I'm getting so burned down on comic book movies now.
I can't. No, I love them.
Really?
I still love them.
The last good one I saw was Doctor Strange. Just because I knew nothing about Doctor Strange going into that, it was an entertaining enough movie.
Infinity War is fucking beautiful.
There's way too many people in it. Well, for most of it.
I would like to say, but no, I disagree. I liked them all. I would like to see all of them in every single movie.
I have not seen any of the new Spider-Mans. I haven't seen
Spider-Man, Spider-Mean?
Spider-Mans?
Well, men is already plural.
Yeah,
so if you're saying Spider-Mans, it's the owned by Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man.
There are like 3 different people who played Spider-Man now, so.
Right. Well, but more than that.
Well, in major U.S. releases at least. Yeah, the early 2000s, late 90s, whenever that was, with what the fuck's that guy's name?
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen any of the recast ones.
I haven't looked it up in a while, but I remember a fucking shitty 70s version that I watched like on rerun TV in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was like so bad. It looked like he was wearing pajamas and he threw like rope as his fucking
as his
web. It was really, really bad. And he was clearly on a like climbing up walls that are horizontal. Like he'd climb up and a guy would walk by.
To keep things off topic, who's the best Batman?
Oh, I know you disagree. I liked Christian Bale.
I hate Christian Bale, period. Like, not just as Batman, just I don't like him as an actor.
His general existence is offensive.
Yeah. Equilibrium is probably the only Christian Bale movie I've ever seen that I didn't dislike.
I don't remember that one.
That's a good one. It's like guns and kung fu in the future.
Oh, no, I didn't see that one. Yeah, I remember that. You know what? I don't like Christian Bale in most things. He was a perfect American Psycho. He was perfect.
See, didn't care for those.
Those you've been talking about both of them.
Well,
like the second one sucked.
Either of them. Yeah.
Mila Kunis is not convincing at most things. I mean, no, I'm just not convinced by her. Sorry. If Mila
she's what if she's that one person that we don't know who's actually?
Yeah, and you know what? Your fucking tampon joke pissed her off.
Tampon joke? I don't remember a tampon joke.
Oh, well, let's not rehash because Mila Kunis is listening and she's going to burn our house down. I'm sorry. I do not mean that at all. I do not mean to align with Mila. I'm sure she's lovely and I would love to meet her and tell her that myself. and be very professional and nice. And I don't know what I'm supposed to say to get out of this.
I don't know. But Michael Keaton was the best Batman.
Michael Keaton was pretty good. I mean, he was good.
Yep.
Who's the worst? Val Kilmer.
See, I don't know.
Val Kilmer, fucking hands down. Followed closely by George Clooney. They were just so...
See, and I might even go Val Kilmer and then... What's his ass? God
West?
Damn. Huh?
West?
No. He was great.
West is in the top 3, if not top 2.
See, I think I'd go Michael Keaton as the best, and I'm going to throw a curveball. Ben Affleck was my second favorite. I did not expect to like him at all. Surprisingly liked his Batman.
He made a good...
Didn't care for his Bruce
Batman.
Wayne, but I liked his Batman.
I've heard that argument, and that just doesn't hold water.
See, Keaton was the
dichotomy
best
of
Bruce Wayne, period. And a lot of people will agree with Keaton being the best Bruce Wayne. It's the Batman that throws off a lot of people, and I like his version of Batman. He also had the coolest Batmobile. Michael Keaton.
The fucking Bat Tank was fucking sweet.
Fuck
Christian
that
Bale's
Bat Tank.
Dude, that was so fucking
It's
awesome.
not a Batmobile.
I don't care. It was awesome.
No.
It eats up that other one.
No, the Batmobile
easily.
is supposed to be long and low and big ass fins.
It converts
cool
into a
as
fucking
shit.
motorcycle and runs up
So
walls.
did the fucking Michael Keaton one.
Did it?
He's running towards the alley and the two sides splits off and he goes straight down and the cop cars crash.
I thought the modernization was a good idea.
Didn't even have a fucking fin on it.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
A fin. That's so impractical. Why would you have a fin?
Because it's the Batmobile. Every single Batmobile except for the shitty Michael Keaton one had a fin. Maybe the Ben Affleck one. I don't remember.
But the utility of the fucking
We are way off topic right now.
Mandela effect. So we talked about Berenstain Bears. We talked about Kazam and Shazam.
What's the famous line from Star Wars? Return of the Jedi, I think it was.
Oh, Luke, I'm not your father?
Well, he didn't say not. But...
I am not your father. Oh, no. That's right. I am stoned. Luke, I am your father.
Except he didn't say Luke. It's no, I am your father.
I don't clearly remember the line myself. But I'm familiar with people who do. And yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's talking to Luke. I wouldn't say... when you're talking to somebody, you don't refer to them by name. Like, I wouldn't say, Darby, I am your co-host.
You wouldn't? You just did.
To say that I wouldn't.
That sentence came out of
I'd
your
just
mouth.
say I'm the co-host.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. If you're talking directly first person, no, you generally don't.
Yeah, the line is no, I am your father.
Sure.
But everybody remembers it as Luke, I am your father. And it's been parodied in multiple movies as Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Chris Farley doing it in The Fan. I was just watching that clip just the other day.
In what?
What one was that? I don't know if it was Black Sheep or Tommy Boy. I was watching a Chris Farley clips thing on YouTube. And he's talking to The Fan and he's doing the Luke, I am your father.
Great, Chris
Farley
Farley
was great.
Chris Farley, we hardly knew ye. I didn't know
Farley.
ye at all. But you were taken.
Let's smoke a bowl of Chris.
Let's smoke a bowl of Chris. Brought to you by more Snow Dog. Snow Dog. Not snow, not a dog, but weed. Where the fuck do they come up with these names?
I don't know. A lot of times I just buy weed based on the funny names, though.
I definitely buy it for the turbines. For sure. I don't even pay attention to TNC anymore.
I bought some Pineapple Express a while back just because it was called Pineapple Express, and I thought that was funny. It actually turned out to be pretty decent weed.
So anything else on the Mandela effect?
I have my own theory about this that I had a couple years back, and when I was reading up on some things, it turns out other people have theories on this too. A lot of these things that people remember that didn't actually happen or happen that people don't remember, vice versa, have happened relatively recently. Like, the things happened in the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, whenever. But it's not until recently that people have started noticing these changes. And I was looking at things, and I came up with this a couple years ago, thinking that maybe CERN and the Large Hadron Collider had something to do with this.
I heard about this too.
And it turns out a couple other people have thought the same thing. One of which was Stephen Hawking's thought that CERN could lead to parallel universes or whatever.
Well, so we'll talk about parallel universes in a future episode, but
Yeah, that one's definitely one to touch on.
there's a whole lot I have to say about that.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll talk about that in the next episode. Next episode is going to be extra dimensional thinking, and we'll talk about parallel universes. But there's there's that. That's one of multiple things. There's also the idea of quantum lives, where the idea that something happens to you yourself personally, and you die, and you go to the next closest or most like your universe and pick up where you died there. Like you. So okay, that's a big old topic, and we'll get to that later. Please continue.
That's what I wanted to touch on the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
It's definitely something worth revisiting in the future again. Maybe as a full episode, or even as a segment on a future conspiracy theories episode.
Oh, there's a ton out there. So you know what? And I mean to put this at the top of the shows, but we should cite our sources. Where did you get most of this information?
A lot of this came from different YouTube videos, actually. I tend to check out videos in between doing things at work. They're a quick, easy way to absorb information. You don't have to actually go look up the research yourself. You just listen to somebody else who's already done the research for you.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Snap, son.
Some of the quotes I found in a couple articles. I forget what I was searching for, and I found them now. But yeah, Wikipedia and YouTube are going to be my two main sources for just about everything, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people get their information from there, so I looked up conspiracy theory on Wikipedia, and do you know what how they have conspiracy theory defined?
I'm going to guess they're going to say it's some sort of a right-wing thing. It seems like a lot of the conspiracy theories lean to the right, and a lot of conspiracy theorists lean to the right.
No.
No?
Well,
Okay.
not so much. And I mean, it
'Cause
doesn't take a political slant.
They've used the term conspiracy theory in a negative light on a lot of different things.
Yes.
When people question current events or whatever.
So, what it says, a conspiracy theory is the fear of a non-existent conspiracy or the unnecessary assumption of conspiracy when other explanations are more probable. Evidence showing it to be false or the absence of proof of the conspiracy is interpreted by believers as evidence of its truth, thus insulating it from refutation.
But there have been conspiracy theories that have been proven true, too.
Yeah,
That's their definition of a conspiracy theory. It's only a conspiracy theory until it's been proven.
So I'm going to assert...
And then it's a conspiracy fact, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. We're working on one. Mr. Bob Mueller is working on one right now at the highest levels. Which the thing about conspiracy theories, especially at those levels, is we tend to know about them. The public tends to know about, like, there's Michael Jackson, and we just heard about Finding Neverland. We all fucking knew. Fucking the Catholics, we all fucking knew. Fucking what's going on with fucking Trump, we all fucking know.
Well, then that Pizzagate thing kind of falls into that same wheelhouse as far as fucking kids goes.
I want more proof, but there was that guy who owned that island they called Lolita Island.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I forget his name.
And fucking Bill Clinton and a whole bunch of other people got out to that
fucking
island.
Everybody. Fucking Stephen Hawking went there.
What the fuck is Stephen Hawking gonna do?
So he's insulated from any...
Oh, Stephen Hawking died a year ago today. Or maybe it was 2 years ago today. I don't know, I showed up on my On This Day thing on Facebook.
No fucking shit.
Yeah.
We should need to smoke a bowl to Stephen Hawking.
He couldn't even walk. How smart could he be? Toddlers can walk. Toddlers are dumb as fuck.
Fucked up, dude. What the fuck? Yes, he couldn't walk. He was not smart enough to walk. But he did write The Theory of Everything, which is a great book. I suggest everybody reads it. What the fuck am I? Oh yeah, Lolita Island. It's that Epstein, Jeff Epstein. Fucking. So the story with him is, and this is a conspiracy too, or this was a conspiracy, but he fucking got caught. And there's all sorts of the people that are implicated in this, such as Bill Clinton, such as Prince, I think. Fucking.
What the fuck did Prince need to go there for? In Prince's day, Prince could have fucked any woman on this planet.
Prince could have fucked me. I'm as straight as they come, but I mean, it's fucking Prince, man.
He was a cute little man. Fuck him that.
Yeah, Jeff Epstein. But he got off with probation or some shit for having these 14, 15, 13-year-old girls fuck all these old rich guys. And he got caught. He had this whole island of this. He did this for years. And like everybody powerful, rich and powerful that you know, and that you don't know, fucking went. I think. I mean, can I say that?
What do you mean?
People have been implicated. I don't know if they went, but rich and powerful people have been implicated. Anyway, so he got off with this light sentence, but he's being reinvestigated now.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
See, I never got into that one. I heard about it, but I never read into it.
Point is, he got off for years, and he got away with it for years. He was supported by, I guess, what Trump would call the deep state. He didn't coin that; somebody else did. Way before.
What the fuck's that guy's name?
That guy.
Jewish guy helped turn in other Jews during the fucking Holocaust.
What?
Oh, what is his name? He's the George Soros. Jeez.
Oh, holy shit.
This whole smoking and trying to remember shit is kicking my ass.
You're gonna do it a lot more. Get used to it.
Like, I don't know what it... This Snow Dog is some good shit, apparently.
It is. Go Snow Dog. Good job, guys.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Soros.
Yeah.
Soros might have gone there.
Oh, he could have, yeah. But a lot of the deep state, air quotes, they blame on Soros. They think he runs a lot of shit behind the scenes.
George Soros, the news guy?
No, I don't think he's a news guy.
A billionaire.
Yeah, he's rich as fuck for something.
George Soros, what does he do?
But I just read recently that he had helped turn in fellow Jews during the Holocaust.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's a conspiracy theory. George Soros, he's Hungarian American, investor and a philanthropist. As of February 2018, he had a net worth of $8 billion.
Damn.
Soros survived Nazi Germany and emigrated to England in 1947, and I don't think Wikipedia is going to have anything to do with it. Say anything about him selling out his own people, but he might have. He's rich as fuck.
Yeah.
The two aren't necessarily connected, but they might be.
It was a couple days ago I read something about it.
It's a theory.
And it said about his take on it was somebody was going to sell him out anyways. He might as well be the one profiting off of it.
Damn, that's
and I'm
dark.
a capitalist with a bone, but that's fucked up.
That is fucked up. Yeah. So,
while we're on deep state shit, 9/11. Let's touch on that one for a second.
There's some shit that happened there.
Yeah. I find it highly suspicious.
Well, hold on. 9/11 happened 2001, September 11th. Over 3,000 people died. It's very sad. They didn't deserve it. It's horrible, and anybody involved in it needs to go to prison and probably get killed somehow. I just want to say that.
I'm pretty sure people knew what 9/11 was.
The people that listen to this, yeah, probably they do. We know all of them except for that one, but I think we both are pretty sure it's Mila Kunis.
Definitely Mila Kunis. So one of the things I find most suspicious about 9/11 is the Pentagon.
Okay, yeah.
One of the most guarded buildings in the country.
Well,
and there's no video of that plane hitting the building.
Nope, there doesn't
There's
seem to be.
video right before and video right after
Huh.
from one shitty angle. I understand it's 2001. The cameras weren't as good then,
But they still had cameras.
but there should be multiple camera angles.
For the Pentagon, you'd think.
You would think so.
But apparently they only have one.
Then the hole is not big enough for a plane, it would appear. I'm no plane crash expert, but little hole, big plane doesn't add up in my book.
Right. Weren't all the people from that area evacuated that day? Anyway?
I don't know what the deal with that is. I did read that the spot where that hit was where they were storing the files or whatever it was for the trillions of dollars that they had lost the day before. Everybody seems to forget that one. That Donald Rumsfeld came out on 9/10/2001 and said, hey, we lost a shit ton of money. We don't know where it's at. And the very next day, the area of the building where they were storing that information gets hit by a plane. That's suspicious. I'm not saying a plane didn't hit,
But that's convenient as fuck.
It seems suspicious. It's very convenient.
Yeah. Oh, weird. That old Rumsfeld guy, he's a scary motherfucker. I have much respect for him. He's a good guy. Thank you, Donald Rumsfeld, for all that you did.
Don't fly a plane into us. See, everybody said Bush did it. What if Rumsfeld did it?
Or Cheney? He shot his friend in the face and fucking got away with it. Like, he said, oops, sorry. And nothing fucking else happened.
My bad, bro.
Shot his friend in the face. That friend doesn't do anything he's not told now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You get shot in the face and then disagree with the person who shot you in the face.
I bet everybody around him does what they're told. You know, it only takes one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
You just gotta set an example.
Yeah.
Well, you better listen to Cheney. He'll fucking shoot you.
You want to go duck hunting? Oh, Cheney's a scary motherfucker. He's had like 6 heart replacements. I think he's probably half devil.
Dude, he's been old since the 80s.
Damn. He's got that
Think of
smile.
that. You know who else has been old for forever? Fucking Betty White was on a TV show about being old that went off the air before a lot of people were born listening to this
Holy
podcast.
shit. That is true. She was old then.
Yeah.
That
She's in her
bitch is
90s.
old.
I think she just had
Sorry,
a
she's not a
birthday
bitch.
recently.
She's not. I didn't mean to say that.
Betty White is a lovely young woman.
Yeah, she was old a long time ago. Like I think
She's
we
going
can
to
say
live
that.
forever, though. Betty
I
White
hope
is
so.
America's grandma.
She's wonderful. I would love to meet her and smoke a bowl with her.
Dude, we should have Betty
Or
White on
several.
the show. That'd be amazing.
You know what? Let's email her. Let's have
Open
our
invitation
people call her
to
people.
Betty White right now. If you
You have
happen
people,
to
right?
hear this somehow, you are welcome on the show at any time.
You're not a bitch. I'm sorry.
You are not a bitch. You are America's grandma, and we all love you.
You might be. I have no idea. But I can't assume that you are.
If she is, she's Betty White. She has it. Like,
I'm okay with
at that age, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, we're still convicting old Nazis, right?
Well, a couple of them, I guess.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, Betty White can do whatever the fuck she wants.
She can't kill Jews. She can't.
I don't think she would.
Maybe
She's
a
a
Haitian nurse or
90-something-year-old
something?
woman.
Like
I think
a
Betty White,
Restavek?
at this point, just wants some nice, comfortable shoes, sit down in a nice, comfortable chair, and just hang out with her family until she dies.
You don't think she wants to be hammered and get fucked all day?
I'm sure she has her days. She's Betty White. I bet Betty White could walk up to any guy in the street and go, I'm Betty White. Let's fuck.
I would have a hard time with that. Betty White or Prince?
I think, given the opportunity, I would fuck Betty White.
I think I would too. I would Oprah, but she's worth a country. She's worth most of the countries.
I haven't seen Oprah recently. Is she fat or skinny now?
I don't care.
Because she goes back and forth.
Does it? It's Oprah. Like it's fucking an economy.
You get an orgasm and you get an orgasm.
Oh, everybody gets an orgasm. God damn. That sounds fun.
Orgasms for everybody. What's that dude she's always hanging out
Check
with?
under your chair. Turn it on.
What the hell is Oprah's bitch's name?
We can't say that.
No, he's definitely a bitch.
Oh, him. I thought you were talking about something else.
I haven't watched the Oprah show in forever.
Nelson? He's like one named, right?
Yeah.
I think he's probably a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know she's got him wrapped around her finger, though.
What's his name?
She's a fucking...
Stedman.
Stedman, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a fucking billionaire. He does whatever the fuck she tells him to do.
Yeah, maybe. We're going to get a letter.
No,
he doesn't.
Oprah's our one listener.
Oh, wow. I still think it's Mila. Hi, Mila.
See, I still want it to be Betty. I know it's not, but I want it to be Betty.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
She should listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
She probably won't learn anything. Like, we've talked
She fucking experienced all this shit firsthand.
About other conspiracies. She experienced... Yeah, we haven't talked about anything that she hasn't experienced firsthand.
Yeah.
She's older than Nelson Mandela.
Yeah. She was alive during World War II.
Wow.
Yeah, our last episode.
Wow. The wealth of knowledge coming from this beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Betty White, I read, is actually older than sliced bread. So sliced bread is the best thing since Betty White.
Is that a Facebook quote?
I think it was.
I'm not sure. Anyway.
So, back
9/11.
on topic to 9/11.
What happened?
Building 7 is also an interesting one.
What's Building 7?
Building 7 wasn't hit by anything.
What is Building 7?
It's World Trade Center Building 7.
Okay. So there's 7 buildings in the World Trade Center complex?
At least.
At least. There was more than 7.
Possibly.
There's none now.
I have no idea.
Well, plate hit them.
I don't know how many there were, how many there are.
So Building 7?
But Building 7 was one of them. So there were at least 7 of them.
Okay.
Was not hit by any planes or anything.
Weird.
The official story is debris or something fell to the building, caught a fire. Somehow the diesel tanks for the generators in the basement caught on fire, cooked the building from the middle, like the middle out of the building, left all the exterior walls basically. The floors collapsed, and then eventually the building collapsed.
Huh.
But there's never been an instance of a high-rise building collapsing just from fire. At least that I found.
Huh. Interesting.
So, I don't know what was in Building 7. I didn't dig that deep into it, but I found it interesting, at least, that a building that wasn't hit fell demolition style, just like the Twin Towers did, which is also sort of suspicious that they collapsed the way they did into their own footprint. Especially since there were buildings that were designed to be hit by planes bigger than what hit them.
I've heard both sides of the argument. And I don't know. I'm not sure. It's very compelling.
I mean, planes definitely hit at least the Twin Towers and the one in the field. Supposedly hit the Pentagon, but there's no video evidence of that. I don't even remember seeing wreckage in the pictures of the Pentagon. Do you? Seems like there was just a big-ass hole, right? I don't remember seeing a plane hanging out of that hole. Or pieces of a plane. To the interwebs.
Pentagon. Yeah, you looked that up. I was looking up something else.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever noticed if there's plane wreckage in there.
So, there is... This is from Wikipedia. There's the suspected insider trading. Some conspiracy theorists maintain that just before 9/11, an extraordinary amount of put options were placed on United Airlines and American Airlines stocks, and speculate that insiders may have known in advance of the upcoming events of 9/11 and placed their bets accordingly. An analysis into the possibility of insider trading on 9/11 concludes that a measure of abnormal long put volume was also examined and seen to be at abnormally high levels in the days leading up to the attacks. Consequently, the paper concludes that there is evidence of unusual option market activity in the days leading up to September 11 that is consistent with investors trading on advanced knowledge of the attacks. And that is from Alan M. Pottishman. From the Journal of Business. So
I also read that within days before the attacks, the person who owned the Twin Towers took out a huge insurance policy on them.
So, but that means Okay, well,
And he
hold
could have
on.
just taken an insurance policy out and then it happened to happen. But he could have also known ahead of time.
I mean, yes, that is true, possibly. And, I mean, yes, that is very suspicious. But that would mean a couple of things. First, included with your guy, that would mean that they knew about this and they let 3,000 people die. That's a, that's, is that a genocide? I don't think that's not a genocide. But that's a lot of fucking people at once and horribly. Um, and some of these people who were trading at such a large volume, didn't they die in the towers themselves?
That's the first I had heard of that, actually. So
Yeah.
I'm relatively new to this 9/11 conspiracy. I believe the official truth for years after it happened. I actually remember having an argument with a buddy of mine who said that it had blown up from the bottom up, like how they do most demolitions. If you watch a building implosion,
Did it? I don't remember.
But
it seemed to collapse from the middle.
Yeah, it
Like
seemed
where
like
it
it
hit.
fell from the top down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I watched
there is
it.
video of firefighters on 9/11 sitting outside the World Trade Center, saying that they heard explosions from below them.
Huh. Well, I wasn't there. I watched it. Where were you?
I was in, I think it was 8th grade history class. when that
Holy
happened.
shit. God damn. I was working in a law firm. God damn.
What was that? That
I am
was.
old as fuck.
I'm pretty sure that was 8th grade history class I was in.
Did you watch it?
They brought the TVs in. They came on I remember they came on the loudspeaker and had all the teachers exit into the hallways for a few minutes. And I guess they told the teachers what was going on. And then the teachers came in and told their classes what was going on. And we happened to have a TV in that classroom for some reason. So he turned it on and we were able to watch the news, see what the hell was going on.
Did you see any of the planes hit? Or did you turn it on after?
I think this was after the planes had hit that they told us.
Okay. Yeah, so what'd you do after?
We finished out the day at school. I walked
yeah?
home like normal, and my mom was waiting on me when I got home from work. When I got home from school, rather, and I went and fucked around at the park or something like that. She was mad at me because I went and fucked around with friends instead of coming straight home when there was an attack nowhere near where we lived.
I mean, but you're 8th grade. You're a kid. I get it. I get my daughter is in holy shit. What is she in now? She's in 7th grade. And I don't know. I would be concerned. I don't think I'd be angry, but I'd like to know where she is.
Yeah. I remember my mom chewing me out when I got home from school that day for some reason.
Yeah. Well, moms. I've never been one. I had one. That was the time. I bet your mom. She's nice.
Yeah, you have my
I like
mom.
her.
Yeah.
So I was working in the mailroom of a law firm. I was in college in Cleveland, and I was 40 stories up. We had like 40. No, it was like 44
What
through 48.
law firm did you work at?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Um,
Because I had another friend that worked for a law firm in Cleveland in a big building.
Yeah. Well, so we got the entire law firm got which one did he work at? What
Jones
building?
Day?
Oh, so I can tell you it wasn't that one.
Okay. All right. That's all. I didn't care where you worked.
Do you remember what building it was?
I don't. I remember I went in one time with him for some damn reason. We had to go stop at his office before we went somewhere else downtown.
Well, yeah, so we got news. The entire firm got news of the first hit, and everybody thought that it was just an accident.
Right. Yeah. It seems like a lot of people thought it was just an accident.
Yeah. So everybody, but it was still a major incident, and everybody clamored. Sorry, there was a major incident. Everybody clamored into the conference room where the TVs were, and just trying to get news on it. And then we saw the second one hit. Like it's clearly recorded, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" And I was thinking, "Oh shit! They don't know what I am. I'm going to get my ass kicked."
Ambiguously brown, I like to call you.
Yeah, this is true.
Mm-hmm. I guess that solves the mystery then.
Yeah, it does.
Which one of us is the white guy and which one of us isn't?
I know everybody was on pins and needles. All of our listeners were wondering.
All one of you that don't know us. Mila Kunis into the dark man or the white man?
I don't know. I'm not sure. She might have a preference.
Neither of us are Ashton Kutcher though, so we don't have a chance.
Yeah, that seems to be the trend with her. So I don't know.
Want some of that?
Sure. Was mine empty? I don't check mine.
Looks like you might still have some left in yours.
So anyway, here's another one: the Israeli agent conspiracy theory. It has been claimed that Israeli agents may have had foreknowledge of the attacks. 4 hours after the attack, the FBI arrested 5 Israelis who had been filming the smoking skyline from the roof of a white van in the parking lot of an apartment building for puzzling behavior.
They were on the roof of the van? Or they were on a rooftop, like parking deck in a van? They were
filming the smoking skyline from the roof of a white van in the parking lot of an apartment building. So they were in. It looks like they were. Sounds like they were on flat
land on the roof of the van.
Yeah, on top of the van. Yeah.
Okay, I could see how that might be suspicious.
Yeah. The Israelis were videotaping the events, and one bystander said that they acted in a suspicious manner. They were like happy, you know. They didn't look shocked to me. I thought it was very strange. While the Forward, a New York Jewish magazine reported that the FBI concluded that 2 of the men were Israeli intelligence operatives. A spokesman for the Israeli embassy in the United States said that they had not been involved in any intelligence operation in the United States. The FBI eventually concluded that the 5 Israeli had no foreknowledge of the attacks. So, maybe.
And didn't the attackers have Saudi passports?
I believe. Yeah, I think all of them did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
also,
it was clear they were clearly funneled
Didn't
through.
they find some of their passports?
I think they found all of them, didn't they?
How the fuck did a passport survive a fire that brought down a building? Why don't they make buildings out of passports?
that would be a very strong building.
I'm sure I'm not the first person to make that connection.
That building should be made out of passports? No, I think everybody was thinking that.
I mean,
no. Well, what all
turned
survived?
The buildings to dust.
Well, so that was a whole thing too, though. That was a conspiracy that I think was proven that the buildings were cancer. What's that word? Cancer causing, and everybody that breathed in the dust air.
Yeah,
was like.
Yeah, I have heard something about them getting lung cancer through
carcinogen
or whatever.
Is a carcinogen. I don't know. I think I saw papers and the guys that do the investigations, they're pretty diligent about getting and cataloging, unless they got the
because they had a hell of a time even finding the black boxes. I don't think they ever found all of the black boxes, did they?
I have no idea.
I think each plane is supposed to have 2 on them. I don't think they found all 4.
Well, the regulations have changed because of that event, so.
But I think even then they were supposed to have one in the front and one in the back or some shit.
I don't recall. I don't know. I'm sure it's out there. We can look. Well, we'll look later. But to be continued. I'm sure they could find their passports. The airline had records of their passports.
But I thought they found the physical passports.
I have no idea. I don't know for sure.
Because otherwise, how the hell would you know?
Somebody says so.
Who took over? I don't know.
So, but yeah, there are many. Ooh, there's the Pentagon.
Hmm?
So.
Oh yeah, I did look at pictures of the Pentagon.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures now.
That hole does not look big enough for a plane to go in.
It doesn't. It looks.
I don't see any wreckage in that hole either.
Diminutive. It didn't like nobody die. All right, so this is what it says. Political activist Terry Mason. Sorry. Political activist Terry Mason and filmmaker Dylan Avery claimed that American Airlines Flight 77 did not crash into the Pentagon. Instead, they argued that the Pentagon was hit by a missile launched by elements from inside the U.S. government. Wow, that would explain the smaller hole. But anyway, some claim that the holes in the Pentagon
walls... Now, I could believe
were...
that hole was caused by a missile.
Well, reading on, it says, some claim that the holes in the Pentagon walls were far too small to have been made by a Boeing 757. That's a large fucking plane. How does a plane 125 feet wide and 155 feet long fit into a hull which is only 60 feet across?
How big was the fuselage on a 757 though?
It
Because I'm sure that 100 and
Perhaps
whatever the
60, I don't
fuck
know.
is wingtip to wingtip.
you could look up the blueprints if you'd
Yeah.
like. Anyway, so Mason's book, L'Effroyable Imposture, L'Effroyable Imposture. It's obviously French. Published in English as 9/11: The Big Lie, became available in more than a dozen languages. When released, the book was heavily criticized by both the mainstream French and American press, and later from within the 9/11 truth movement. The French newspaper Liberation, or Libération, that's what they say in France, called the book a tissue of wild and irresponsible allegations entirely without foundation. So, in response to the conspiracy theorists' claim of a missile hitting the Pentagon, Mete Sozin, a professor of civil engineering in Purdue University, argues that a crashing jet doesn't punch a cartoon-like outline of itself into a reinforced concrete building. When Flight 77 hit the Pentagon, with one wing hit the when it hit the Pentagon, one wing hit the ground, and the other was sheared off by the Pentagon's load-bearing columns, according to Architecture Week. The reason the Pentagon took relatively little damage from the impact was because Wedge 1 had recently been renovated, which in itself is odd. And I think that's why people were evacuated. This was part of the renovation program, which had been begun in the 80s, and Wedge 1 was the first of 5 to be renovated. So, I mean, they go back and forth with that shit.
I got the dimensions of a 757 here. It looks like the fuselage is 24 feet across.
And they made a 60-foot wide hole.
Mm-hmm.
With
the engines. It looks like it has an engine on each side, one on each wing. I'm just estimating here. It looks like it's probably about 50 feet.
How fast was it going?
Engine. I don't know how fast it was going.
Well, MF
Zero eventually.
No, when it hit though, at the moment of impact.
Fucking 9/11 jokes, man.
Oh man, they're just killing people.
There's a special place in hell for me.
Oh well, everybody will be there. It'll be a funny ass place. But anyway, everybody who is familiar with Mr. Isaac Newton knows that F equals ma. So
No.
that type of mass times the acceleration equals something that would make a 40-foot wider hull, possibly. Well, obviously, maybe.
To clarify, F equals ma is force equals mass over acceleration, right?
Mass times acceleration.
Mass times acceleration.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Just to be clear, because you kind of just flew past F equals ma, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't catch that.
Yes.
And by a lot, I mean the 6 people that listen to us.
I think everybody who listens to us knows Mila Kunis is very smart. That would be very simple to her.
It'd be so fucking amazing if she is that one person, and we keep bringing it up, and we fucking guessed it.
Yep.
There's a conspiracy right there. We're psychics.
That's a conspiracy that 1.5 people maybe know or believe.
Psychics, not psychos.
Not psycho. Anyway, so are there any other? So this is by no means in any way an exhaustive list on possible conspiracy theories.
No. We're just touching on a few. We'll come back and get a couple more, maybe expand on some of these ones that we like. And
yeah,
I know a guy who is super into conspiracies that we have to have on sometime.
Yeah,
he'd be entertaining as fuck.
You know who I would like to have? I would like to talk to David Duchovny.
Fucking Jesse Ventura.
I don't want to talk to Jesse Ventura.
His fucking conspiracy things are amazing. I don't know if there's a conspiracy theory that Jesse Ventura doesn't believe in.
I don't know. I don't know if I could have Jesse Ventura on here and remain professional, not angry. I'm just what the fuck, dude? Like, that guy. I don't know.
See-
Jesse Ventura is...
And I grew up a WWF fan, so I liked him from there. Fucking Predator, one of the best movies ever.
He died. That was cool.
Fucking everybody but Arnold and the girl died in that one.
Yeah.
So, including Predator.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jesse Ventura. He's a fucking bizarre dude, but I'm not gonna lie, I'd like to smoke a bowl and shoot the shit with him.
You know what? I would be hospitable. I would be downright fucking Southern-like friendly.
Open invitation to Betty White and Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, and
Mila Kunis.
And Mila Kunis. I will make everybody dinner. It will be good old meat and potatoes.
Darby here is a hell of a cook. He's gonna make somebody a good wife someday.
Yeah.
Let's piss off some feminists.
Oh, we love feminists.
Who's this we?
Yeah, Scott does too. Yeah.
Another interesting one that's really popular right now: Flat Earth.
Oh.
Fucking, I love me some Flat Earth shit.
Oh.
I'm not saying I believe in it, but it's fucking interesting shit.
It's
and
so...
some of the people who love it, interesting shit. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Here's something I found out: 6.5 million Americans supposedly believe the Earth is flat.
Okay.
That's 2% of the population.
No, but
Yeah,
it's
6.5 million.
It's not. I promise everybody.
Probably.
Okay, so
This goes back to my you only know for sure what you've done yourself.
So here's
I have never circled the Earth myself. I don't know for sure that it's spherical. It probably is, but I can't say with 100% certainty because I've never circled it myself.
So this is going to kind of touch on questioning reality. So an easy way to do it is get yourself a telescope and you check out Saturn or Jupiter, and you check out the moons, and they're particularly the four inner ones in Jupiter, the Galilean moons. I forget what they're fucking called, but you can see them in real time going round and round, and everything in the sky you can see is round. It'd be very fucking weird if we were the only things that weren't round. But the people that would say that, well, would be like, well, then it's a generated image, which, okay, it's a generated image, but it's a generated image that is supposed to make everything look fucking round. And if it is a generated image, the only way that it could possibly be is if we are in a fucking a Matrix-like reality, in a virtual reality.
A lot of people think that could be.
But in that case, it would be
Factual,
round. It would be formless, but it would be supposed to be round. So, in any fucking case, I don't know. Just enjoy life. Smoke some fucking weed. That's what it's there for. It doesn't fucking... All of these conspiracy theories don't fucking change a thing, in my opinion. I mean, they might for you, and that's cool. That's cool. Do fucking shit about it. Don't hurt anybody. But, I don't know. It doesn't change anything for me. You know?
Whether it's round or flat?
Whether it's round or flat. Whether people did 9/11. Whether fucking the Mandela effect is that CERN created a black hole which sucked us into another parallel universe or something, some shit like that. None of it changes anything.
You're just gonna keep on living your life like you have been.
Pretty much. I got shit I want to do.
Yeah.
I love my kids. I like my friends.
I don't know if finding out the Earth was actually flat would change my life at all. I've never left North America.
Would it change? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it would change anything. I do travel a whole fucking lot.
Outside of North America?
Not so much. I mean, eventually maybe, but I don't dig it. So it doesn't really fucking. What I do and what I like to do is more stay-at-home endeavors, things like reading and writing. That's what I like to fucking do, and it requires minimal fucking travel, except for my job, which is all travel, and all I do is read and write.
So with the flat Earth thing, I had read something that some people believe NASA was created as a cover-up for flat Earth.
Fucking Werner von Braun, man. Werner von Braun.
See, back to the fucking Nazis again.
Fucking Nazis. Not fucking Nazis. Fucking Nazis.
But after I read that
Don't fuck Nazis.
some people think NASA was started as a cover-up, I was like, it kind of fucking makes sense. NASA was started in, what, 60s, right? Late 50s, early 60s, something like that.
Oh, fucking with... Was it Kennedy?
Kennedy was the one that said we were going to get it to the moon. I don't know if NASA was a thing before Kennedy or not.
When did
To the
NASA
interwebs.
To the interwebs. When was NASA founded? It says July 29th, 1958.
58. All right.
Yeah.
You know what else was happening in the 50s?
What was happening?
People were starting to fly more.
People were starting to fly more.
And if people are starting to fly more, that's the first time people are quickly circumventing the globe.
Yeah, the globe.
So if the Earth was actually flat,
The
they
flat
know
globe.
that it wasn't a globe.
The flat globe.
So NASA was created to say that, hey, this shit's round, like a space.
Oh,
That's
there's. Oh wow. There was Copernicus. There was Archimedes. There was Galileo.
yeah. There's
Way before
people
NASA.
flying. We got world wars. We got people going transcontinental, transatlantic. Communications are getting better.
People were sailing across.
You can't tell that it's round. I don't know.
They were trying to get.
I'm not saying I believe in flat Earth. I
Fucking
just find
India.
it interesting.
Um.
Hollow Earth. Have you heard that one? Hollow Earth is an interesting one.
That is.
Because there's something in my brain that goes, maybe. Like,
It depends on how deeply it is. Like, okay, hollow is with. Okay, hollow is not possible because of the molten core. The molten core is necessary to generate our magnetosphere, which is the only thing that's pretty much protecting Earth and its living things from the sun. Without it, life would have never started.
but there's a tiny star in the center of the Earth. That's the theory, at least. That's how they explain that.
A tiny star.
Mm-hmm.
A tiny.
Earth, according to the things that I've seen and read here, Earth is a crust around a tiny star. That's how we get geothermal heat, basically. It's the star coming from the inside of the Earth. I want to say I read the star in the center of the Earth is something like 500 miles across.
So, the reason the Earth is not a star is because it's not big enough. Stars, in order to be stars, are gigantic.
I'm just relaying information that I...
Well, it's just not so. Just for pure size alone, and so it is possible to. Honestly, it is possible. I believe in theory to have a star that small, but it would be so dense that it would suck in that crust and become part of that star.
See, the part of this that I've I don't want to say I believe it, but I kind of latched onto, things orbit stars anyways. There's planets, billions and trillions and quadrillions of planets orbiting as many stars.
Yeah.
Is it possible that instead of forming ball planets around a star, that they just formed a crust far enough out like that?
So there's what's called the Kuiper Belt, which is kind of that.
Yeah.
It's that the Kuiper Belt is a ring of dust and debris that is a remnant of the accretion disk that formed the planets.
Is that the same as the asteroid belt? Right.
It is an asteroid belt.
Okay. Is it like when they say the asteroid belt?
So
is the Kuiper Belt the same thing?
There's a couple that are orbiting our sun, our star, the sun. So there's one, I believe it's in between Mars and Saturn.
Yeah, I think it's just past Mars.
Yeah, and then
Because Mars is the last of the rocky planets, and after that you get into the gas giants.
For one's further out.
Yeah.
Pluto, I believe, is Pluto is now a dwarf planet. Oh, by the way, the Pluto is orbiting in and out of the Kuiper Belt, which is part of why it's not considered a planet anymore. Because one of the definitions of being a planet is you have to sweep your orbiting your orbit clean of debris, and that's not. It's clearly not.
You know, orbit hasn't done one revolution around the sun since it's been discovered.
What?
Its orbit is so big
Oh.
that since it's been discovered, it hasn't made it the whole way around yet.
It was discovered rather recently. I
Uh-huh.
want to say like the 80s.
Yeah, I remember reading that not long ago. I found that interesting.
But there's one that's supposed to, an actual planet that's supposed to be beyond that.
I heard something about
30s.
that. Oh, was it the 30s that
Yeah,
they found
80s
it?
is stupid. I was taught about it in the 80s.
It's because you're old. So back to Hollow Earth. Richard E. Byrd, U.S. Navy Admiral,
Yeah.
was he was the first one to fly across the South Pole. Before that, he had flown across the North Pole. He had written in a journal that at each pole there's a hole that goes into the center of the Earth. He had claimed to fly into the one at the South Pole, where he had found an entire different world on the inside of the crust.
When was this?
This was World War II-ish. 30s, 40s, 50s, somewhere around there.
Weird. In the South Pole?
Mm-hmm.
What was he doing in the South Pole?
He was on an Antarctic exploration for the U.S. Navy.
Discovered a hole.
Well,
Did he get
there
fly
was
into?
what was the name of that expedition? I don't remember what it was. But the Nazis were doing something down in South America, and the U.S. sent people to see what the fuck they were doing.
They ended up in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the Nazis also had a claim in South America too. I think it was New Swabia, something like that. They had a base in Antarctica. Actually laid claim to a chunk of Antarctica to protect their base or whatever the hell it was. But they were sending U-boats down there underneath the ice, supposedly, searching for the hole that goes to the center of the Earth. Because the Nazis were into Hollow Earth too. So
weird.
they sent
Nazis were into weird esoteric shit beyond that.
Nazis were in a lot of weird shit.
I kind of like it. Well, I'm sorry. I don't like anything the Nazis did, but I kind of really, I like that they funded that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's something to.
They were into a lot of occult, fringe theory kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had claimed that Richard E. Byrd had claimed that there was another civilization with animals and humans and all kinds of flying machines, all living in the center of the Earth.
I'm picturing like fucking steampunk everything. Everything's copper and has analog fucking dials that are not necessary.
Yeah, I can see that.
Bumping steam.
Claims to have spoken to some of them. How
they spoke English.
Spoke the same language, I don't know, unless they used pictures or some shit. And claimed that the people on the inside of the Earth were concerned about the people on the outside of the Earth blowing shit up with nukes.
Well,
because this was right after we dropped the bombs on Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is right at the beginning of the nuclear age.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean,
killed a lot of people. Maybe
it's hollow, maybe it's not.
It's there.
But if a U.S. Navy admiral is reportedly claiming this, and he's not just an admiral, he's an admiral that had a destroyer, guided missile destroyer, named after him.
Oh, really?
So he's a fairly important explorer. He was huge into the Antarctic exploration. Like he's the guy as far as
initial. He flew in, landed. So
the thing I had
is a world
seen, he was escorted to the ground by other flying crafts.
So it's like another planet on the inside, or is it like he landed on the inside of the crust?
He would have landed on the inside of the crust.
Weird.
So if we're
they'd almost just as much surface area.
They'd be here, yeah. And I had a theory. This is before I found out about Hollow Earth.
Where'd the oceans go?
Well, that was my theory, that where we have mountains, they have oceans. Where we have oceans, they have mountains.
Interesting. That's kind of fun.
I'm just talking on my ass, but
they have a lot of mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They're mostly mountains.
Yeah. If we're 70% water, they'd be 70% land. And it is known that there is water deep below the Earth's crust.
Yeah.
They have found, some estimate that there's more water under the crust than there is above the crust. So, maybe.
I don't know.
Backtracking a little bit to Flat Earth, while I was researching it, if you YouTube flat Earth, you will find no pro-flat Earth information. It has been completely censored. And if you search flat Earth, all you'll find is people debunking flat Earth.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's a conspiracy,
Yes.
too.
I found that one more interesting than the actual conspiracy.
The conspiracy about the conspiracy.
Yes.
That is.
Why is flat Earth
that's
being
deep state
censored?
Why?
I mean,
why?
YouTube's owned by Google. Google's a private company. They do whatever the fuck they want. But why the fuck are they censoring flat Earth?
Why? Things that make you go,
Right? Yeah, I found that I couldn't find any flat Earth shit more interesting than the actual flat Earth theory.
Interesting. That's fucking cool.
Yeah. I found Hollow Earth way more interesting than flat Earth, personally.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Momo challenge?
The Momo challenge?
Yeah. You
No.
haven't seen Momo?
No.
Let me find you a picture of Momo.
What the fuck is a Momo? Momo makes steering wheels.
Momo.
Right? Momo makes steering wheels or they make wheels?
I don't know.
Momo is a car company to some degree.
Are they? Momo is also the picture of Momo. Picture.
Yeah. Oh, Momo makes steering wheels and regular wheels.
That.
What the fuck is that?
That's Momo.
The fuck is it?
So Momo is a weird.
Bad Photoshop?
No, it's a sculpture made by a Japanese. Here's a good one. By a Japanese sculptor. And apparently, so I'll read you some of this after you look at this picture. So
other Momo is headquartered in Milan.
Oh, well, this one is from Japan, and the Momo challenge is a hoax, a conspiracy, and an urban legend about a non-existent social media challenge that was spread on Facebook and other media outlets. It was reported that children and adolescents were being enticed by a user named Momo to perform a series of dangerous tasks, including violent acts, self-harm, and suicide. Despite claims that the phenomenon had reached worldwide proportions in July 2018, the number of actual complaints was relatively small, and no law enforcement agency had confirmed that anyone was harmed as a direct result of it. Concern and distress registered by children was primarily driven by media reports rather than as a result of Momo, leading children's charities to view warnings against the alleged phenomenon as causing more harm than good by leading to a self-fulfilling prophecy, which may encourage children to look up violent material on the internet. So,
what the fuck was the other one a while back where the media was pushing shit way harder than people were actually?
Slenderman?
Was it Slenderman?
That one actually resulted in a little girl
some little girl got
stabbed.
killed by that shit.
Not killed.
She was just stabbed?
She was just stabbed.
Okay,
by her
they
friend.
killed her.
Still, that is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, she's never going to go out again. That's horrible.
I mean, I'm 30, so I feel like I can say this, but kids are fucking stupid. Like, look at all the dumbass internet challenges nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, this one, so the thing about this one is that the conspiracy of it created something, is causing it to become real.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, no, that's not even right either. It's not becoming real. It's just, I don't know. It's developing another conspiracy. Kids are still not killing themselves over this. This is still not happening. But anyway, that's about it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that can be it.
The next one is going to be about extra dimensional thinking.
Yeah.
And we will put that out a week later. Well, about a week later. We're still working out the mechanics of all this stuff. We're new to this.
Yeah.
If you can't tell.
And then I had my other one here. I forgot about the dimensional one. My other one here was early human civilizations. There are some scientists that believe the human civilization goes way farther back than what we believe.
I've heard about this, yeah.
And there's been multiple, we'll call them rises and fall of the human race.
Yeah, we should do a deep dive on that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
Can we say deep dive? That's I think that's might be trademarked by somebody else. I've heard other people say that. We're allowed to say that. That's just a couple of
anybody say deep dive.
Weird sounds. Not weird sounds,
That's
but
all
sounds put together in a
says.
particular order. Anyway.
You ever think about how weird names are?
Names are weird.
What sound do I make to get your attention the best?
Yeah.
That's what a name is.
They're useful.
Yeah, they are useful. But it's so fucking weird that we each have a sound assigned to us at birth that we are to respond to for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
I'm fucking high. I need to go.
So thank you, everybody, and thank you for listening. You 6, 7 people, maybe more next time, maybe more in the future. But where can you find us?
We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Search Higher Minds Higher Minds Podcast. Somewhere I got all this shit written down. You caught me off guard.
You can find us on SoundCloud as well.
Oh, I forgot we're on SoundCloud. Yeah.
We're on SoundCloud. You can hear us on SoundCloud, probably the best. Where Higher Minds, all one word.
Here we are. Twitter, Higher Minds, at Higher Minds and the number 2.
At Higher Minds, the number 2.
Instagram, Higher Minds Podcast.
Higher Minds Podcast on Instagram.
And Facebook, Higher Minds.
Higher Minds on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure that hits all of them.
And SoundCloud, Higher Minds, one word.
Yeah, Higher Minds, one word on SoundCloud.
We're the guys talking about weed and shit.
Weed and shit.
Nobody else
Nazis
does that.
And conspiracies and mountains and dimensions and early human civilizations and holy fucking shit, this is exciting.
We might talk about the YMCA once.
Only if we can do the dance to go with it.
We have to do the dance. What does the dance sound like?
I don't know if you
Like
can
the Village People?
have a sound for the dance. You can have a sound for the music that goes with the dance. Otherwise, it's just kind of clothing.
I have to tell you that when I dance, music plays. Doesn't matter. If I start dancing, music will play.
Okay. Some kind of fucking
Sometimes you can identify
magical
from where.
dancing music fairy.
Yeah.
Boy, fairy might not have been the best word to use on that one.
Yeah, no.
Gnome. God damn it, I'm getting you a hat.
I will wear it with pride.
Alright, on that note, we will see you next time.
See ya, thank you very much.
Deuces, everybody.
Deuces.